Good day, everyone. Today we'll continue the second lesson, what is around us. In the second lesson, what is around us, the first part, I had talked to you about the earth, which was a fireball and came into existence and formed the four spheres of the earth, the hydrosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. The four spheres of the earth came into existence. How they came into existence and the uses, importance of the lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. The four importance we did. Here we are going to do how are these four spheres interrelated and the effect of human activities on the four spheres. So first we'll do with the components of biosphere. Biosphere, as I said last time, it was made up of non-living and living components. We make man-made components, we construct roads, things, factories on the road, and the biosphere, the living sphere, people, trees, birds, and the plants, this atmosphere surround, the living things surrounding us. Even in the atmosphere, we have the microorganisms, and in the water, we have the marine animals. They are all included in the biosphere. Now, how do they affect each other? The biosphere, from the common thing, even plants, when they have the plants, the biosphere, the plants grow on the lithosphere. Plants are biosphere. They grow on the lithosphere. They take soil from the lithosphere, water. They consume the water which is there in the underground in the lithosphere, that is hydrosphere, give us the fruits and vegetables. We survive on them. When the plants die, they convert into lithosphere. These plants, which hold the soil, they hold the soil erect, so the soil does not get eroded. And the plants purify the atmosphere. If we see the small effect of volcano, which happens on the lithosphere, the volcano which happens on the lithosphere will flow down the lithosphere, destroying the biosphere which is there. And sometimes they even flow into the water and they give out lots of smoke which affect the atmosphere. Even the natural things, they affect all the three spheres, four spheres. As human beings, we do a number of activities. We use the water, we have the atmosphere for aeroplanes, we use buildings, we have fields to grow, construct houses, have the agriculture, we have agricultural modes, water, irrigation, even factories they give. We affect all the other three spheres. Man affects all of them. Now, when we grow, we even use the wind energy, which is in the atmosphere. Then we use the water as hydropower, electricity. So we are using this. We are using even the biosphere, the natural gas we use from plants and animals, we obtain gas. So we are using, as human beings, we use all the other three spheres. We affect all of them. Now, when we live, for our living, we do number of activities. Mining. Mining is done from the lithosphere. Mining of minerals. Drilling. Drilling of oil or water is done from the lithosphere. Dumping. We dump the waste matter, sometimes on the hydrosphere, sometimes on the lithosphere. We have factories which release and pollute the atmosphere. And also sometimes there are oil spills in the seas and oceans polluting the hydrosphere. Cutting of trees. Because we cut the trees, we pollute the atmosphere. The trees which give back the oxygen in the atmosphere is not given, and the trees which are called the lungs of the city cannot purify the atmosphere. So we affect the climate also. And what is the result? The result is imbalance in the lithosphere, pollute the water bodies, destruction of marine life, pollute atmosphere, pollute hydrosphere, even polar caps. Because of this, the polar caps and glaciers are melting. We are affecting the atmosphere. This is a delicate balance. We need each other. The animals which live in the hydrosphere, they need the water. They are in touch with the atmosphere. And below the hydrosphere, we have the lithosphere. So even the animals are connected. We don't know where one sphere begins. Plants, when they grow, they hold the lithosphere, and as well as when they die, they convert into lithosphere. Water which is there in the biosphere, water which is there in the hydrosphere is also there in the atmosphere, in the clouds, and even on the lithosphere as underground water. So where one sphere ends and where the other begins is not very clear. So we are dependent on each other for survival. If we go on exploiting with our activities without thinking, we'll be the ones who will be the sufferers. Let us see the birds. Birds, are they useful? Birds are necessary for the pollination. They take the flowers, they pass from the drippings, and when they go to other flower for sucking the nectar, they help the survival of the biosphere. Different spheres, the different trees, they grow in the different areas. Now, if one organism, if one link is wiped away from the land, then it becomes very difficult for man to survive on the earth. So it is a very delicate balance which we have to maintain, and we have to keep them in mind. It's a very delicate balance. As I said, we are having the polar caps and glaciers are melting. What are polar caps? Polar caps are the high mountain like the Himalayas and all. And in the poles, they have ice solidified, which gives water to the rivers during the summer when they melt. And the glaciers, when these ice, they melt and flow down in the ice form in the rivers, they are called the glaciers. When they melt, they come down. Now, it has happened every year. Himalayas is melting. Even the ice caps in the poles, where it is, they are also melting. The Arctic and the Antarctic region, they are melting. The water in the sea is rising, and as a result, hydrosphere is increasing. When hydrosphere is increasing, the lithosphere will get submerged. So the land is in danger, and naturally, biosphere will be in danger, because we are getting, in the first part, I told you, only 3% of hydrosphere is potable, which we can use. The 97% part of the hydrosphere flows into the seas and oceans, which we cannot use. So naturally, if these polar caps, they dry up, our rivers will dry up, and our fresh water source will get melted. Now, if this ends, we are going to have a problem. So we are having human activities, mining, which is drilling from taking out minerals from the lithosphere. Drilling, we drill out, pump out water and oil. Dumping, dump the waste from the factories, from different waste. We have seen the dumps in Ahmedabad. Oil spills, which take place in the hydrosphere, in the seas. When the oil spills, it takes place in the ships. When the ships, they break, or due to some reason, it spills. The marine life is in danger because they get coated with the oil. And so it becomes, for the marine life, very difficult to survive. We cut the trees, affecting the atmosphere. Now we can see the climate is changing. We are having variety of climate, either too much of rainfall or no rainfall. So everything is related, whether it be busting of a volcano or are using the human activities. It is a delicate balance which we have to maintain to survive on the earth. Thank you.